Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video. I am back to doing blind TWAB read-throughs because I heard that after a bunch of light TWABs we were going to get something substantive-ish, looking ahead toward the future, so we will see what that is here. I have not seen this yet. I believe this is the first TWAB written by Sam, one of the new community team folks, so we will see how this goes. This week at Bungie, we are getting ready for Grandmaster Nightfalls. This year and the season has been flying by. We hope that you can find moments of peace in your world this week, and do not forget we have a bunch of mental health resources here in case things are feeling a little too heavy. We listed this last week as well, but your mental health is important, Guardian, so another reminder never hurts. This week is another light week for the TWAB. No! You said it wasn't going to be. But we will be talking about the mid-season weapons preview. Oh, okay. Prime Gaming drops in a fun final message for this month from the Pride Strike team, and a quick reminder that Grandmaster Nightfalls are starting up next week. So hold on to your Ghost, Guardian, and let's get to it. Tune those weapons. Okay, so this seems to be something that is actually going to be implemented somewhat soon, I think. Alright, first up we want to talk a little bit about the mid-season weapons preview. Today we are talking about a few changes coming to some of our weapons, exotics, and airborne effectiveness. Oh boy. We may have some opportunities in the near future to answer more questions, so we do ask that you continue to keep us updated on your thoughts and ideas over socials and in the forums. But be nice is something I'm going to say, so we don't chase another sandbox person off the internet. Please, let's stop doing that. Okay, so without further ado, here's Senior Design Lead Chris Proctor. Chris Proctor, g'day, Chris Proctor here. We've spent a lot of playtest time in Season 18 and decided to bring some of the changes into an earlier release. Oh, okay. We expect these changes to shift the PvP meta a little for the month or so before Season 18 launches, and we have another set of changes coming then. Smaller, of course, since we moved some of them to Solstice. This is possibly in response to people saying this is the worst PvP meta since Stasis, for different reasons. TLDR, buffs, airborne effectiveness, improved baseline airborne accuracy, and aim assist for all primary weapons. Added a static airborne effectiveness buff to some existing perks, raised the base AE stat on several exotic weapons, tuned up some, okay, so airborne effectiveness stuff, I guess we're going to go into that in a minute, but they're not just going to, like, get rid of airborne effectiveness at this point. Like, I think they have too much sunk into this where they're not just going to, like, revert to not having that, so I think you're just going to see a whole lot of tuning for that. Tuned up some underperforming primary weapon subfamilies in PvP, increased pellet shotgun damage in PvE, nice. Increased ammo per special brick for Glaives, Forerunner, and Ariana's Vow in PvP. Yeah, you couldn't even get a kill with Glaive ammo because you need 2 shots to kill people. Okay. Linear fusion rifles no longer receive increased flinch in PvE. Will still receive increased flinch in PvP. Can we address the issue that people brought up that linear fusions got nerfed against champions? Like all linear fusions, not just Arbalest. I heard about that. That does not seem great because I use those a lot against champions. Tune down some overperforming exotics in PvP. Airborne effectiveness on primary weapons. We were cautious about making weapons too easy to use while airborne at Season 17 launch, preferring to take some time to evaluate and then buff accordingly rather than having to nerf. Well, that certainly played out. We've seen this play out in the game for several weeks now and are confident we can safely significantly decrease the airborne accuracy and aim assist penalties on primary weapons. Reduce airborne penalties for primary weapons. These changes are roughly equivalent to increasing the base AE stat of primary weapons by 15 at low stat values. Reduced airborne accuracy penalty at low AE by 20 to 40% dependent on weapon type. Auto pulse scout rifle submachine gun 40%, hand cannon sidearm 20%, bow 30%. Reduced airborne aim assist penalties for the above weapons types, and change the stat scale to provide more benefit to each point. Reduced airborne auto aim, bullet bending, mouse, keyboard, and controller penalty by 20%. Reduce airborne magnetism, reticle stickiness, controller only, penalty by 40%. Some perks now give a static AE stat buff in addition to their other effects. Air Assault, plus 10 AE at all times, in addition to plus 60 for 70 AE total when at low health. Not gonna make Air Assault happen, guys. It's not gonna work. No matter what you do to that, it's not gonna work. Extended Mag, plus 10 AE. Okay. Steady Rounds, plus 7 AE. Again, like, this is not a stat we can see yet. I don't think they're changing that, so we can, like, actually see the AE numbers. This may not really apply until they do that next season. Raise the base AE stat on several exotic weapons listed in the exotic section below. Weapon archetypes. Hand cannons. Precision 180 RPM hand cannons have languished for quite a while. Yes, they have. We took some time to soften their time to kill in PvP. In playtesting, we find this makes them a lot more competitive, particularly with their innate plus 25 bonus to AE. Increased body shot damage from 37 to 40, crit moves from 57 to 60, can now kill in 2 crit, 2 body against Guardians, kills in 1.33 seconds in body shots. Bring trust back, unsunset trust. Actually, well, I guess in normal PvP it won't matter, because there's no power, but, and everything now, since Iron Banner is also no power, just trials. So alright, I'm going to use trust again, if I didn't dismantle it, which I think I did. Auto rifles, precision, 450 RPM auto rifles have fallen behind other AR subfamilies, partly because they are more reliant on hitting a higher proportion of crits to reach their optimal time to kill. Increased body shot damage from 19 to 20, precision multiplying moves from 1.6 to 1.5, crit damage stays the same at 30. Scout rifles. Well, we don't want scout rifles to be too effective. We generally don't want long-range weapons to compete with short-range weapons for ease of use or time to kill. There's some room to make scout rifles a little better in PvP and add some primary weapon competition to snipers at longer ranges, so we've adjusted 2 of these scout subfamilies, precision and high impact. Precision, 180, increased body damage from 34 to 38, crit moves from 54.4 to 60.8. That's pretty good. Can 2 crit 2 body against 197 health plus shields or lower, kills in 1.33 seconds in body shots against 190 HP or lower, 1.67 seconds against high resiliences. High impact, 150 RPM, increased body damage from 38.2 to 42, crit moves from 66.9 to 73.5, can 2 crit 1 body against 189 HP or lower, kills in 1.6 in body shots. Are we moving toward a Jade Rabbit meta? Nice. I actually don't know what archetype Jade Rabbit is off the top of my head. But Bungie has repeatedly says they do not want to make another Scout Rifle meta because they think that is like the most boring meta possible. But Scout and Auto Rifles are like by far the lowest used primary weapons in PvP, like by a good margin. So I'm not surprised to see some adjustments here. Shotguns. Pellet shotguns felt like they could use some love in PvE. Increased pellet shotgun PvE damage bonus from 10% to 25%. Nice. I knew I've been saving those Vorpal wrist walkers for a reason. Linear fusion rifles. The flinch on linear fusion rifles was fairly effective, but since it was global, it hurt their usability in PvE. We made a change that applies this increased flinch to damage only coming from players instead. Perfect. Yes, that has been very annoying trying to land all my shots with the stupidly overpowered Storm Chaser. So thank you for that. Now it'll be even easier. Glaives. When scavenger mods were disabled in PvP, glaives are no longer able to get enough ammo for a kill from a single brick. We've corrected that issue. Now it gets 2. Okay. Damage scalers on trace rifles, killing tally, Aegers in will given form mode, Ariana's Vow, and Fighting Lion were not functioning as intended. Interesting. The fix for this will restore the functionality for most weapons, but an update to Fighting Lion will come later, currently planned for Season 18 launch. Note that this issue may have also affected other weapons or perks. Wait, so does this mean... Everyone was saying that like killing tally... Is this PvE? So everyone was saying like killing tally was underpowered, so that wasn't working. So I'm wondering if this is a significant PvE change. Yeah, curious about that. Okay. Exotics, Lorentz Driver is still oppressive to play against, and we wanted to address this more thoroughly. Yeah, they've done like 3 different Lorentz Driver passes, and they never reduced aim assist until now. Reduced aim assist stat from 32 to 22. Reduced suction against players. Removed the universal 2x flinch nerf from the previous change since we've changed flinch for all linear fusion rifles. This also applies to Arbalest. Gjallarhorn is much too dominant as a heavy weapon choice in PvP and Gambit due to proximity detonation, making it very easy to use in Wolfpack rounds, finishing Guardians who should be far enough away to feel safe. Proximity rocket no longer has proximity, or primary rocket no longer has proximity detonation. Wolfpack rounds now deal half damage to players. Wow, you're going to be able to survive Wolfpack rounds? That's something. All right, well, we'll see if this makes every invader in Gambit history stop using this or not. The last word has reached a usage level on controller where it warranted some adjustment. With this change, it will be a little harder to land crits while hip firing. It will be less deadly at extended range. Reduce hip fire precision aim angle by 50%. Reduce precision aim angle Precision aim angle dictates how far off the head you can be aimed, and still have aim assist grant you a critical hit instead of a body shot. Reduce damage and aim assist fall off by 3 meters. swear to God, there is never a sandbox patch where something does not happen to the last word. It's like every single time. Forerunner was getting 3 ammo per special brick in PvP, technically enough for a kill, but it was a little unforgiving, so we bumped it up a little. At the same time, it was getting full ammo from a single special brick in PvE, which gave it extremely high uptime. Increased ammo per special brick from 3 to 4 in PvP, reduced ammo per special brick from max to 16 in PvE. I don't know what it was before. But he was getting full ammo from a single special brick? Yikes. Alright, well, just in time for anti-barrier sidearm to finally start working. Ariana's Vow was getting 1 ammo per special brick in PvP, not enough for a kill. Increase that to 2. We are evaluating Airborne Effectiveness stat on exotics, keeping in mind they can't equip the Icarus script mod and decided to bump several up to be more competitive. Suros Regime from 23 to 31. Yes, baby. Suros Meta. Whisper of the Worm from 9 to 20. Whisper of the Worm. Is this... I guess this is in all modes, but I'm just laughing about that. Is that some sort of PvP weapon that people actually use? Okay. Monte Carlo, 21 to 29. Forerunner, 22 to 27. All right, so this is, I'm guessing, the meat of this. I will just keep going, and we'll talk about that a little bit at the end. So Prime Loot still exists. Pride Strike Team. Pride in the Park. There's a get-together in Bellevue. There is an emblem code for this cool trans emblem, so you can redeem that. Grandmasters are coming next week. And known issues, anything interesting here? Now that anti-barrier sidearm is fixed, I have no more issues, none at all. At least none that are coming to mind. Arc Siphon does not count as an arc mod for activating secondary perks. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. Rahul has error messages. Okay, nothing important there. Movie of the week. Cosplay / art of the week. Knitting comic. Lego Keitel. Alright, my first TWAB in the books. We did it. This past week has been pretty jam-packed on the website between our tech blog, community focus, computer products, and Nerf article. Yeah, that thing is nuts. The Nerf Gjallarhorn is freaking enormous. This week's TWAB, goodness gracious, we have been writing a lot. As for next week, we do have some Bungie Day plans, but I don't want to spoil the surprise, so you're just going to have to wait. Oh, don't forget to please keep sharing. Wait, is the 7th? When's the 7th? Thursday. Okay. Don't forget to please keep sharing your shreds of light cosplays over on socials. The number of times we have giggled in a meeting because of one of your wildly creative cosplays is too many to count. Stay crafty, get it, because cosplay guardians. High five, Sam. The best one is the pug they dressed up as a war beast. That is amazing. Okay, so they're really just going to hit Airborne Effectiveness with a bazillion buffs until people stop complaining that they're missing all their airborne shots. Again, I just don't know if this was worth all the trouble in the first place, because if they're just going to end up buffing it where it was before, then what did we even do here? I feel like all we really needed was a major kind of Stompies nerf and maybe some heat rising nerfs. I don't know, like in terms of accuracy, I don't know if we needed to design the system from scratch. Maybe that will change if once they can start showing the stat so people can build into it more effectively. So now we're going to have all these hidden AE numbers from extended mag and a bunch of other random stuff, so that is a bit odd. Very excited to see a 180 buff. Hopefully, that is my favorite type of hand cannon. I'm not really a hand cannon person, but I love 180s. So I am very curious to try that out. Very much doubt 450 RPM or ARs are going to be like nuts with this. Curious to try out some scouts with this buff. There are just so few maps that are good with scouts these days. I'm actually kind of excited about this pellet shotgun buff to PvE because I actually really like using shotguns in PvE now that you can run like the Immortal Titan class where you just don't die. That's more viable than it used to be. I mean, maybe not like GMs and stuff, but whatever, GMs don't count. So I'm curious to go through my pellet shotguns to see which might be good for that. I have some Harmony ones and some Vorpal ones that seem good for there. Less flinch. Have noticed a ton of flinch in linear fusions, so this should be good. And then I'm curious about this, the trace rifle killing tally thing. I literally changed the crafted perk on my new trace rifle because it was supposedly not working as intended, or it just wasn't that good. So I'm wondering if that will be worth it now. I guess I have to change it back. Thankfully, I did not do the enhanced version of it. I just did the normal version, so I guess we will see about that. Interesting to... I will be very curious to see if Lorentz is less oppressive and Gjallarhorn is less oppressive in Gambit. And all these other ones are like kind of whatever, but I don't know. It's something. That's good. So this will be here with the Solstice updates. I don't see a date on this, but I think it's pretty soon here. I have to look up when Solstice is, but I'm assuming it's in like the next week or two, since we don't have a roadmap. So yeah, they may have told us when Solstice is before in like a list item or something. But I do miss the actual roadmaps they had. I thought one benefit of not having roadmaps anymore would be they would surprise us with more things, but that has not happened so far. Season of the Risen didn't really drop any big bombs on us, but we know there's some big story thing happening next week, but in terms of actual secrets, we'll see. But anyway, so that was it's a good amount of stuff. So nice to be back reading the TWAB again, and I'm gonna go play some more Outriders. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.